Here we have the 2018 Horse Heaven Hills Cabernet Sauvignon from Passing Time. And what can I say about this wine? This wine is really the pinnacle of Cabernet Sauvignon from Eastern Washington. Horse Heaven Hills has this quality of being plump and luscious, but ultra silky and refined. And that's what this wine is. This is also Big C, Big S Cabernet Sauvignon. If you want dark, dark fruit, if you want firm tannins that are super refined, this is the wine for you. This wine is humongous. It is exceptional, and you are gonna have a tough time not going back for more and more as you sip on this wine.
And there's just a touch of Cabernet Franc in this, like just 3%.
I think I can smell it just a little bit. Especially Cabernet Franc really has a pretty distinctive aromatic profile, and I think it's really helping give this wine a little aromatic lift, which a lot of times can be really helpful in these super just power wines to kind of help them brighten up a little bit. But don't get me wrong, this is a dense, concentrated wine with all sorts of complicated black fruit flavors, as well as the really integrated oak profile that we see in some of the best Cabernet Sauvignon dominated wines from around the world, with the way that baking spice, vanilla, chocolate, and tobacco are just woven into the texture of this wine. This wine is just seductive.
That's a great word, perfect word. And it's an exciting partnership between two former Miami Dolphin quarterbacks, Damon Huard and Dan Marino, and winemaker Chris Peterson. Damon grew up in Eastern Washington, and so after their football career, he came back and settled down, and it was Dan who introduced him to wine, and so it became a huge interest between them. So Damon is heavily involved with the business of the winery, and one of the most nicest people you ever meet, and he just loves talking about wine.
So this is a wine meant to age, but I think we all know how that goes sometimes. If you are going to pop this wine soon, by all means, do your best to decant it. Try to open it up. Try to get it some air. That's really going to. This is a tight, powerful wine. Right when you pop the cork, and as much time as possible as you can give this before consuming it, the more it's just going to start to blossom and really start to jump out of the glass more and more. If you can get it into a decanter, expose it to a little more air, fantastic. But if you don't have that at your disposal, even popping the cork and leaving it open for an hour or several hours before consuming it, you're still going to have this wine on the right track.
And if you have great willpower, save some wine for the next day, because it will blow your mind. It's going to change in the characteristics and evolve and keep blooming because of the more added oxygen. Oh, this is exceptional.
Exceptional stuff. This is a wine that has everything. It's a full throttle wine that has everything. And like I said, this is something, as much as you might want to drink it all yourself, this is definitely a bottle of wine to be shared.
And we've paired this with blue cheese and bacon sliders. So football, beautiful, amazing wine, and friends.
A powerful snack to go with such a powerful wine. Those between the sliders and this wine, they'll really dance and to some degree fight it out, and the product of those two things coming together will be more than each of the things by themselves.
Yeah, and if you have friends that love wine, this is the wine to share with them. If you have friends that don't really know much about wine, this could be their epiphany wine, where it changes the way they view wine in general. Cheers.
Cheers.